with more insight in Markets Now.
Grains out lower on Wednesday. Matt Bennett with agmarket.net is back with analysis. Well, corn and soybeans both lower, and we barely held recent lows. Is this all about yield? Is the market thinking that we're building in bigger yield? And if so, how much?
Tuesday, Wednesday's trade, just pretty lethargic, lackluster type trade. Can't find any buyers to show up. The sideways to lower, in my opinion, has to have, you got to ask yourself, what's going to drive the market higher? Whenever right now the trade kind of feels like these crops are growing. So, you got to report out Monday, but I just don't think anybody wants to do a whole lot of anything other than maybe sell a little bit ahead of that.
And if yield is going up, the other question is it going to be offset by acres in the report or not?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's altogether possible. I think that the one bullish thing that people are looking for, which, is acreage, due to the USDA coming out and saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and update this maybe a month earlier this year and incorporate it into our data. You got to ask yourself, though, what might yield look like? I mean, typically the USDA addresses yield every August, a little bit of a change from July. I cannot imagine that they would actually see the yield lower from the July estimate. So, where's it come in at? I mean, that's the big question. I mean, our estimate is that we could come up a couple bushel. I've seen August estimate before be a pretty wild number, if you will, and then turn around and maybe have some adjustments later on. But I do expect that this yield will go up. You look at the drought monitor, you look at condition ratings, it's pretty tough to assume otherwise.
And so there's some more downside risk on price then, if that's the case, right?
Yeah, I believe there is. Of course, a lot of us have looked at an analog year like a 2014 versus 2024. And, what did we do in 2014? Because we've mirrored 2014 quite a bit over the last few months. Went all the way down to 318. I mean, I don't think that we're going to see that happen. I'll say that. But could we make a run at well below $4 levels, somewhere closer to $3.50 than $4? I think it's possible, especially if this crop is as big as what some people are forecasting.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Matt Bennett with agmarket.net. We'll have more Ag Day coming up.